Hello, everyone. Pushing the mute button might help. Anyway, we're back from the commercial break, and we will have Bob Reisner. Bob Reisner was in the 4-mile race. He will be joining in the commentators booth with Drew. We also have some interviews lined up for you. On the lower left of your screen, you're looking at the beautiful Lake Tahoe, and there you have all the exhibitors booth. And coming up, I think they're just setting up the course for the elimination round of the elite race. So Drew and Bob Reisner will be able to give you all the inside scoop on that. In the meantime, I'm checking out all the technical specs here. It looks like the broadcast is going very well. If you have any questions whatsoever, make sure to tweet us with the hashtag TahoeNalo2013. You can also go to our Ustream channel, the Supconnect Ustream channel, and watch a lot of the video on demands. So if you missed either yesterday's action or some of the action earlier today, you can already watch some of those videos by going to our Ustream channel. That is ustream.com/channel/Supconnect. I also want to thank our sponsors, Quicksilver, for sponsoring the event. And Quicksilver has sponsored the Tahoe Nalo for several years now, and they're part of the reason why we're able to bring all these action to you. And if there is anyone that you want to see interviewed, anyone that you want to learn about, make sure you tweet us with the hashtag TahoeNalo2013. So give us also the feedback on the webcast. This is a one-man show, so don't try to compare us with a CBS or an ABC or an NBC Super Bowl webcast. So keep that in mind. Typically, this is a 5-man crew. I am doing it single-handedly, largely for the passion of Sup. So make sure you drop in a word. Let us know what you think. Drew is obviously doing a great job here, also with Dave, who was here yesterday, and Bob Reisner, too. So any questions, make sure to check us on Supconnect.com, also our Facebook page, our Twitter account, Instagram, Tumblr, wherever you are. We are there to try to share the stoke of Sup with you. A few of the details here that you might not know about Supconnect. Supconnect typically runs monthly photo contests, so if you have a shot of stand-up paddling wherever you are, make sure you go there to our Facebook page and share your wonderful photo with the rest of the world. Also, we're going to have the Supconnect Awards. Supconnect Awards was the original awards and the first awards in the Sup world, and we want to make sure that you go there and you vote as well. So let's see here. We've had thousands of views, by the way, so thanks for all the audience. We are broadcasting in HD, also in a mobile device. We haven't dropped once, so that's really great. And all the action is recorded and is instantly available on demand on our Ustream channel. Okay, we got Bob Reisner coming up here to the into the commentators booth. So let's get him set up.
Man, what a beautiful day, huh? I mean, the water's perfect.
Like I haven't been in the water.
Huh?
I haven't been in the water at all.
You haven't been in the water at all?
No, not today, not yesterday. Not yet. Period.
So what's your graph over there? Is that your views? Wow. Too bad we can't get a camera down there closer to get the elite stuff. Got to do what you got to do, though, right?
It can, but not single-handedly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you could do it, just not with the staff you have. Just not with the staff you have.
So let's get you in there, Bob. Put the headset on.
This is Bob Reisner coming to you live from North Lake Tahoe at Kings Beach. Beautiful weather today, nice conditions. They're getting ready for the elite elimination round. It should be pretty interesting. They're running, it looks like they're running maybe 20, 30 minutes behind, but I just heard them say they were going to close the course to the demos, so they've got a nice clean course. Of course, you heard about yesterday, during the relay race, we had a little mishap. One of the powered kayaks ran into the Corbin team, but they still seemed to finish pretty well. They came in second. Andre's joining me here now.
So what's up, Bob? It's great to sit here with you. We've been paddling for quite a few years together, and what do you think about this? Isn't this wonderful? Now, I am pinching myself here because it looks like I'm just at home watching a TV, especially given the fact I haven't been in the water yet. I haven't had a chance to be in the water.
Well, you're a one-man show. I wasn't here this morning because I got to race in the 4-mile race. That was a lot of fun. Hey, conditions were perfect. It was a little chilly when I got here this morning, but, it was like glass out there. There were some nice bumps coming from some offshore boats, but it was really perfect. And, the field was really fast. I mean, there was a really fast group of people there. I was amazed. I mean, my buddy Darian Hildreth, we call him Rowdy, our Kiwi friend, used to be a rugby player, now lives in Key West, Florida, came in first on that unlimited in 44 minutes. That's pretty good. The course was supposed to be 4 miles. I think the buoy floated
44 minutes.
Yeah, 44 minutes.
Goodness.
Yeah, 44 minutes.
And it was
5 miles.
5 miles.
It's 5 miles. Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't GPS it. You heard they had a false start.
You did fairly well too.
Yeah,
I did. Won your division.
Yeah, I think I might have been second in the 50 to 59, but I did it in 52. But unfortunately, I didn't GPS it. There was a false start. Not a false start on any of the racers' part. The gun went off. We all took off, and then they called us back. So I forgot to reset my watch and start it again. But everybody told me it was between 4.95 and 5 miles. Apparently one of the buoys floated down, which brings me to an interesting point. This morning everybody was going, yeah, it's only 4 miles. It'll probably be a little shorter. I'm not going to take any hydration. I elected to take hydration because you never know what, unless somebody's actually GPS that course, you just don't know.
That's true. You never know. And we're also at 6,000 feet, so there's the altitude factor. You live in Park City, right?
Yeah, so I'm at 6,600 feet, so I'm used to this.
You're used to this, but for a lot of the people here, you have people from all over, obviously Tahiti, Hawaii, Florida, San Diego. So coming up here, you feel it. And what are the symptoms? I mean, I've raced before. I felt like I was, a bit lightheaded and weak. The lungs were kind of just...
it's funny because we deal with altitude sickness quite a bit in Park City, skiers coming in. The biggest thing that you're going to notice is headache, a little bit of nausea, a little bit of fatigue, lethargic, don't feel like doing much of anything. And it's usually mostly related to dehydration. You get to this elevation and you got to drink some fluids, and by fluids I don't mean beer and alcohol. I mean, and the other thing, people don't understand. They drink coffee, caffeine. It's a diuretic, so they end up getting dehydrated and they get this altitude.
By the way, people don't know. Bob Reisner is a physician, so.
Well, I practiced medicine for 22 years, but don't do that anymore. And I'm pretty happy that I don't, because I was tired of getting up every night. I wouldn't be able to sup if I was doing that.
That's true, huh?
So, yeah. But sounds like they may be getting ready. I think they're calling people, all the demo people off the beach. So I think I heard as I was walking over here, I think they have 5 heats for the men and 3 for the women.
So tell me about the format. It's a different format. What's the distance of the race? What are we looking at?
I tell you, I went over and was talking to them about the distance, and they said it's going to be heats, and I'm not sure if they're going in and out or what. Maybe Drew's got the scoop on that.
Yeah, let me step out of here and have.
I'm sure Drew's got the. He's got the scoop on everything.
Yeah.
He's always got the scoop.
Come on, Drew.
Yeah, he's probably out getting info. While I was out paddling this morning, so I'm going to let him go over because I don't want to misspeak. Hey, Drew, how's it going this morning?
It's going fantastic, and I just got information on another great event, Battle of the Bay, coming up next week.
Yeah, I heard about it. I was talking to them, while you were doing your interview, and I saw that Andre got a pair of shoes. I was looking for mine; those look pretty sweet. But yeah, I was talking to him, and
you got one shoe.
Yeah. I got one shoe. That's all.
He had to buy the other one.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, he doesn't really.
Wait. That's not true. I got the whole set. I mean,
I thought maybe that's because he had one foot in the grave, so he only needed one.
I mean, that's $90 pair of shoes.
$90 $90 pair of shoes.
Wow.
That it just was gifted to him.
Wow.
And, courtesy of Just Add Water. I mean, they're phenomenal.
Yeah. Drew is like, what? Really? Where's
Yeah.
mine?
Yeah.
Oh, Stacy's taken such great care of me at every event. She always is trying, hey, try these or try these or try these.
There we go.
Fantastic.
Hey,
Just
you
Add
guys were
Water,
doing the dating game. I don't know if you noticed me standing over in the wings, but I raised my hand. I was like, just don't tell Betsy, my wife. But
Well,
I was going to date her.
Your wife is actually watching us live on Supconnect right now.
Okay,
and she
so-
saw that,
and
and
she-
she says, I'm going to have a word with Bob Reisner later.
I thought she was trying to get rid of me.
Okay,
She keeps leaving me places, so I thought she was trying to get rid of me.
As back to the race.
Yeah.
Back to the race. Supposedly they are going to go in and out. That's what
Yeah.
I heard last time. That was this morning as of 9 o'clock.
Yeah,
Has
yeah.
anything
Of course,
changed from that as of late? I don't believe so. But they said they're going to run it the exact same way, in and out, 3-minute timer. And then, that's how they're going to kind of weed through and narrow it down. Now, they were kind of uncertain at that time what they were going to narrow the field down to.
Yeah, right. That's
in this preliminary heat. How many? But I'm guessing, what do you think, Bob? 20?
Well, yeah. I mean, I wish I knew how many people were signed up, because they said they were going to do 5 heats of men, 3 of women. But, and I went up and talked to them before I came over here, but they were still kind of sorting out the details. So I'm not sure they actually know what they got planned or how many they're going to move forward from each heat. But,
we'll find out as soon as they go.
Yeah.
Now, in the women's category, the Wahine class, it's going to be cumulative time again.
Yes.
So it'll be different from the men. They're just going to add the times together. So you got to be on top of your game there, because there's no elimination. They're just going to run them, and whoever has the best time is going to win with that one. So a little bit different format there. But the course is set. Good course set by our good friends Barrett Tester.
So here's the voice from the basement again. What's the timeline we're looking at? It was like 11:30, I think, was the schedule, right?
Right.
So the elimination rounds will be coming up in maybe half an hour or so.
I'm guessing they're set and ready to go.
Yeah,
it sounds like they're squabbling quite a bit over there.
Well, they pulled all of the demos off the water. They're trying to avoid the mishap they had yesterday. So they went around and talked to every board manufacturer, and said no demos during these races. So all their boards are being pulled off, and it looks like they've cleared the course. So I'm saying they're going to start pretty soon.
So is there a buoy we should be looking at here? And
the 2 buoys to focus on are going to be the red and the orange Quicksilver buoys right there. This is a mile diamond course now. You can see the buoys kind of out there. That point on the far left there, they're going to take a left-hander, go out around that on the right-hand shoulder, go straight to that far buoy, and as we pan to the right, there's the left buoy, so that's where they're going to head to first, Bob Reisner.
Yep.
And then they're going to go pan over there. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. There is the coming up to the outer red buoy right there. Now you're seeing it straight in the middle of your screen right there.
where the paddle border is. Yep.
So that's going to be the pinnacle.
Yeah.
That's going to be kind of the halfway point. And then they're going to go down to the right a little bit more to the west, make another right-hand shoulder turn, which is behind our beautiful pines there. And then they'll come back. There it is right there.
Yeah, there it is right there.
So by that boat, they're going to make a right-hand shoulder turn and come back into the Quicksilver buoy, which is that one back over here. So it's kind of a diamond course layout today for this elite final. $10,000, I'd pull the boards out. I'd pull everybody out of the water. There's a lot of money at stake here, Bob Reiser.
Hey, for $10,000, hey, can you do this by yourself? I may go down. I think I still have time to sabotage a few boards.
Like Boga's yesterday?
Yeah. Hey,
Boga.
Yeah.
You're putting the Boga board that was used yesterday in the relay back on the water.
If I get the $10,000, I'm going to give some to Andre for absorbing the cost of this telecast.
Andre just got free shoes though, so you have to take
wait a minute, that's right.
out of that.
Yeah. He owes me one. If they're $90 shoes, he owes me 1/9 of one of those shoes. Who paid for your parking today, Andre?
Oh, that's true. I got your cash. By the way.
Yeah,
I didn't know you're paying for parking.
Yeah, I told you, man. He's moved up to stealing now.
I want to talk about a few of the. Did you guys already talk about some of the contenders for this race?
No, we were waiting for you. I was going to see what your opinion was.
I'll tell you what. I've talked to so many different people around the event, and George.
I'm thinking
from Tahiti.
George Cronstead.
Thank you, George Cronstead.
I'm thinking George is going to take it. He's fast. Of course, they had that little protest yesterday, so we'll see what happens. I've got some inside scoop on it, but I think they're gonna resolve it. I mean, they talked last night. They talked to everybody involved. They talked to any paddlers that were around. that area, not just the people protesting, but all the paddlers that were, physically could see what was going on. And, their feeling was kind of like, what we were talking about yesterday, that they were going back and forth, and there may not have been any drafting involved. We have to wait for the official, but that's what I was able to talk to last night with the officials. I spent a little time with them, and they wouldn't tell me what their decision was, but they seem to be leaning in that direction. But who knows?
Barrett Tester and Kelly French this morning said the only person that knows is the WPA president, which I was like, okay. And he's the one you got to talk to. I didn't have a chance to run into him this morning, so you know what? That race, put it aside because it really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, that race did not matter. So what? He misses out on a medal.
Yeah.
This is the race.
This is the money. This is the money.
If I were him, I'd be like, so what? DQ me, whatever. But this is the race he's got to focus on.
Well, yeah, and, it's interesting because you look at the 4-miler today, and, a lot of times the elite racers will do that 4-miler. And sometimes they'll do it, and I've seen Rojas do it before and disqualify himself and say, I'm not doing it for a medal, I'm just doing it.
Right.
Or he'll paddle with his his kids or his wife or whatever. But none of those guys paddled this. They're saving their energy.
We were talking about that earlier. These open races, a lot of these kind of medal hoarders.
Yeah.
I respect Rob because he won Battle of the Paddle last year on the Unlimited, and very humble individual, and for him to go out and just kind of do a warm up and then just like, DQ me. I mean, that's very admirable for him.
No. And I really hate to see every once in a while the elite paddlers.
Oh, there's our race, Bob.
Oh, there it goes. There they go. They're starting.
Our race. We're going to see if Andre can zoom in on the start of our race right now. And it looks like they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 different athletes out there. And, oh, man, you got Dax Willard getting knocked into the water right there.
Look at
Dax
that.
Willard's board's upside down. He's got people going over the top of him.
Yeah.
Lakeshore Paddleboard Company, that's Austin Young currently in the back of that mix. But, boy, Dax Willard upside down there.
So who do we...
That's George Constant.
Yep. That's George right there. Oh, look at that turn.
Beautiful buoy turn by George. What that was spectacular.
And look at him pull away. Look at him just pull away there. I mean, he's just,
New board design by SIC. Behind him, can't make out exactly who that is. Kind of a shadow.
Does that look like a Fanatic behind him?
Looks like a Fanatic. Yes, it does.
Would that be Chase, but right behind him?
Maybe that's Chase, and that was the next name I was going to talk about.
I don't know if Chase Kosterlitz.
Kosterlitz.
Yep.
You were talking about him last week. Just flew in.
He flew in from Taiwan. He was there, or Thailand. Yeah, he was there in Thailand at their factory and flew in the night before and then raced.
Yeah. And he's out here again today.
He's out again
jet lag and everything. So I think you're right. I think that is Chase right behind George. And then I don't see Jay Wild in this heat.
He might not be in this heat. Here's the thing. You don't want to stack a heat with your best people. You want to take those top contenders and spread them out because you want to see them in the last race. You don't want to see them, you don't want to see somebody that's really good get knocked out, especially, with a fall. Somebody falls and knocks somebody down.
Yes. And there's a good shot of Dax Willard right there.
Yep.
Local boy here, paddler.
Now,
and that's a good point. Like, this is just a qualifying heat. So for people like Jay Wild, George Constant, Chase Kostelich, I mean, they're kind of going to reserve their energy. They're just going to stay in the top 1 or 2.
Yep.
Move on to the finals. We'll see how many they end up taking on to the finals. But here there's a strategy involved here. I mean, if you're at the back of the pack, look at how hard some of those people are charging. That's because they're not at the cut line yet. The guys in the front, they're going to paddle just hard enough to stay on the front. Why would you spend all your energy on the first race when you know you got more heats coming up? Exactly, and they're about halfway through right now that diamond-shaped course. Now they're going to go far to the right.
Yeah, if we can get Andre back on the camera and he can maybe check him out over there.
That's a beautiful Ponderosa pine right there. Look at that. And that boat out there with the flags. They're having a good time.
There they come. They made the turn. They made the turn. Here we go. So let's see how many they actually have here.
That is George Consulin. I think that is Chase right behind him.
I think it could be. It looks,
And you could tell Chase. I mean, look at him. He's kind of lazy.
Yeah. Look at they're not. Yeah. Now wait as you get towards the back. So there we had 4 people go by. Let's see how many's in this heat for sure.
And there's Austin Young, Lakeshore Paddle Company, right there going through on his brand new 14. So he's currently sitting in 5th place. And they're going to come up to this last Quicksilver Red Bull.
Yeah, I mean, look at these guys. They're just, they're dogging it right now. They know they've got it, so don't spend any energy.
Although Chase, look at him take that turn.
Yeah, but he's not going to, he doesn't need, if Chase is smart, he's just going to cruise in. Why would you spend any energy? Let's do it in the final one.
And Here comes the rest of the field. Now they're going to hit the sand here, and then the timer will start. Or are they just going to do the qualifying as a top number too? You got to consider that as well.
Right. Now, see, you got the people.
George finishes first, and here comes the race. Look at this back.
Yeah, now see, look at these guys. They're trying to make that cut.
There's Jeremy from
now.
Boga
See, and
on the
look
green
at
and white.
look at jumping off the board,
Oh, yeah.
running by 4, 5.
What is
6.
he doing?
He's running, man. He can, that's shallow water.
I
Why
mean,
not?
his fin hit the board out there about 50 yards, and he's just going to sprint.
Why not? If it's not in the rules, Oh.
You just need your paddle. You don't need your board.
Yeah.
You just need to cross the finish line with your paddle.
Unless they change the rules, all you need is the paddle.
Jeremy Vane also crossing the finish line. Now, he's a local boy riding on that Boga board, so he goes across, and we'll try to get the update on the finals there. But a nice race, and I'll tell you what, we were just talking about who was going to be contenders for the 10 grand. You said, everybody's calling George Constant, which had just an amazing race.
But Chase Kosterlitz and, of course, Jay Wild. You never know what these guys are going to pull out. When there's 10 grand there, another thing you got to consider, when these guys are going neck and neck, it just takes one mistake. we saw a fall out there. You know what? You can be really good at this stuff, but, I remember BOP, last year, and, Jamie Mitchell fell and took out, who's our guy from Redondo, our fastest paddler?
Danny Ching.
Danny Ching. He's a good friend of mine. I'm sitting there blocking his name. That gives someone else a chance to get into the lead, and you never know what's going to happen. So it's not a given. If it was a given, they wouldn't do the race. They'd just hand the money to the guy that they think's going to win.
And that's what's exciting about this short 1 mile course.
Yeah.
You put more buoy turns, it allows for more things to go wrong.
Yep.
And I'll tell you what, I think in a course like this, the best paddler definitely does win. Because you have to be good on buoy turns, which you don't really think about in distance races. You have to be a good sprinter, and you have to be good about organizing your lines because you're facing a lot of opposing traffic.
Well, and the key is if you're fast, if you're George, if you're Jay, if you're Chase, you want to get out in front so you don't get the all that chop. You want to be making that buoy turn by yourself. You don't want to be in all that group in the back. You see what happens in that group in the back. No fault of yours. Somebody hits your board and you're down.
Exactly.
And
so guys, let's talk about the format here and who will make it through and who will get held back. So you had maybe 50 people in that elimination round?
15.
I think we counted 15. There may have been up to 20. there was a cluster
maybe
there.
So 20 people, and who advances and who gets
That's what we're trying
back.
to find out. When last time we checked, they didn't have the exact numbers to advance because I don't think they had all the people registered yet.
And you said how many heats, Bob?
They said they announced as I was walking over 5 heats for the men, 3 for the women.
So I'm guessing the top 3. This is just a guess.
Yeah.
I'm guessing since they had 15 people in that heat, that the top 3 from each heat will advance, or maybe the top 5 from each heat will advance. I'm trying to text and get a little bit of information there now on who will actually tell me who is moving on in this final. But you saw it a lot more exciting.